Okay, so you're going to pick up one of these papers and it's blue, and you're going to have one for your group and you're going to put it in your folder so you don't lose it. Put your group number and your group members' names on there. And we're going to start off first with dispensing one marble at a time. This is the step that everyone thinks is going to be super easy, and then people don't spend enough time on it. But this is like the critical part to get the rest of your marble sorter to work. We need it to drop one marble at a time so that we can then check what kind of marble it is and finish doing the process. So that's what we're going to do first. So first you're going to research options for the marble sorter. That means go look up web pages, go look up YouTube videos. If you can't see them at school, you may have to do this as homework. I suggest make one page, one document in Google, and share it with everyone in your group. Make a group folder, share everything with your group, make one page where you're going to put these APA citations for those web pages there. Then you're going to go through and create 4 annotated sketches. I have isometric graph paper for you to graph these on. You need to get them and you need to create 4. They need to be good. And it says here each sketch should be signed, dated, and should include labels and descriptions. And if you have someone who's a really poor sketcher, don't have them make one. You need to have these where they don't have to be beautiful, but they need to convey the idea. If it's a really terrible job, I'm just going to reject it and make you go redo that one. And then you're going to create a decision matrix, which there's a link right here for it. You can make a copy of this and fill it in online, or you can just print one of these and fill it out by hand. Honestly, it's probably easiest just to do it online. Once you're done, print a copy of it. Notice that the first rubric here is that you come show me your 4 sketches and your APA citation list that has 5 sources. You're going to print this out, bring all of these things to me. I'm going to write your grades down right here, and then you'll have these grades. Notice that I put right here exactly how I'm going to grade each of these things so you can see exactly what it is. Okay, so you use your decision matrix over here. You put your 4 ideas, you can call them idea 1, 2, 3, 4. You put what your criteria are here. Perhaps your criteria are, how easy is it to build? How easy is it to program? What's the simplest design? What uses the fewest pieces? Whatever your criteria are, you must include a minimum of 4 criteria across here. 4 is the best, 1 is the worst, then you add them up here, and the idea you should go with should be the one with the highest number. If you don't want to go with the one with the highest number, then something went wrong and you had the wrong criteria up here, or you evaluated them wrong. Go back and figure this out before you turn it in. Once you're done, you should come up with which one is the best idea, and that's the one you're going to use right here to create your final design. You're going to make a final sketch of this one. This time it has to have 2 views. Usually a front and a top, but sometimes you might want to do a side view. Each sketch again should be signed, dated, and labeled, and there should be descriptions that communicate the ideas. Remember, when we sketch things, the whole point is that your sketch should stand alone. You should not have to explain it to me, so anyone should be able to look at your sketch and know what it means. You also need to create a detailed list of X parts that you're going to need for it. You should include these parts. You do not need to include this stuff. Notice here that there's some max numbers on some of these parts. You cannot go over these. If you put more on there than this, I'm going to take it away. If you put them on your machine may be taken apart to take these away from you. Basically, I'm not trying to be mean on this stuff. We just have a limited number of these items, and you should not need more than this for your design. Keep these maximum numbers in mind as you start designing your whole marble sorter. You're also going to need to write up pseudocode for your program. You can handwrite this out, or you can type it up. Either way, I don't care. You can type it in a Google Doc, or you can type it right in Robot C and then later use it when you actually start doing your programming. You need to include if, while, motor start, stops, waits, and sensor values. Make sure the names on your pseudocode match the information in your setup page in Sketch. In other words, your pseudocode is going to already start telling us how you're going to program it. That way, I'll be able to check what you're doing, and I'll be able to give you some tips there. You'll notice that coming down here, our second rubric here is the decision matrix, written or typed and printed, and then your final sketches. You do have to have 2 views, and notice that I'm using this same scale here as I'm grading these. Then you're going to have your VEX parts list. Notice also that there's a penalty if you're leaving parts out or if you have items that are not on your modification chart. This is just like what we had when we did the ping pong dispenser. Once I've seen all 3 of these rubrics, then I'm going to approve you to start building. If you start building something and I have not signed off on this, I am going to count off parts. Do not start building until it's been signed off and dated, and this goes in your folder to prove that you are okay to go. Then finally, you're going to show us that your dispenser actually works. When you call me over to check it, you're going to say, you're going to give me this rubric, and I'm going to just check it. It needs to dispense 1 marble at a time, and it'll be -10 for each marble that does not dispense properly. And it needs to be under the 2-minute mark. We saw this with the constraints that it needs to be 2 minutes, and here's your penalty if it doesn't do that. You're also going to have a modification grade. Chances are your first design's not going to work, so we're going to have modification sheets just like last time. There are also consultation request forms just like last time, and it all works exactly like the ping pong ball launcher worked. And this information here just like what we had in the past. So that's the information you need on this.